Hey, Tiffy.
Hi, Yo-Yo.
Hi. I feel like we haven't done a live on Facebook in like how long?
Well, it should be only 4 weeks, right? But it does, or maybe five, but it feels like it's been forever. Shit, sorry.
Uh, yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, it should be a month, which I mean it is, but it just feels super like we haven't done this in forever. I feel like it's our first time.
Well, we were front loading a lot of other videos, so
Yeah, so just for everyone in the community, Tiffany and I have been working diligently
very
get
diligently.
a lot of content done, so we could both do a little bit of a timeout. So we have pre-recorded and have everything set to play for you through the first week of October. So if you see us this way and then another way,
Yeah.
that's why. So anyway, today is technically Tiffany and I's last conversation around the tarot, but as I just mentioned, you will see the other conversations we have around this.
Yeah. One more after this.
Yeah,
Just
so next week will be the court cards of Pentacles, and then
so exciting.
drum roll. Tell them,
Yep.
Tiffy.
I was gonna do this for a drum roll, but my
Oh,
legs are okay. We are going down rabbit holes, and we've done two already, and they were wonderful, and we feel renewed, and we feel like ourselves, and we can't wait for you guys to get back in the rabbit holes with us.
yes. So after this tarot talk today and the one that you'll have next week, whew, and those were really fun discussions, I have to
Yeah, they were
say.
great.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with those. So um, just to let you know, one was about space and time, and I don't remember what the other one was, but I don't know. Do you?
Shoot. Oh, yes, I do. Diverting off your path.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we are back, my body
Yep.
energy.
Hmm.
Oh, that was so much fun. I think we needed that because
Yeah.
going through the tarot journey has really tested both of us on
Hmm.
our patience. And while I'm so thankful we did it, I mean, really, truly, because I mentioned before, like I've never come into like a deep relationship with the minor arcana. So
Hmm.
this has supported me. It's just the pacing of it took a
Yes,
lot of patience.
it did. It
Hmm.
did.
So how have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, even
I
though it's not
know.
true.
I know. I know. I've been good, just making the daily day to day happen and trying to make the future things happen in my day to day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I that was kind of cryptic, but I will say
I'm working on my chakra course.
yes, she's working on her chakra course, which hopefully we will all get to
Yes.
connect with and go through pretty soon.
Yes.
Honey, with as much effort you have put into this thing, I am so excited for you to.
Don't hype it too much because now I'm nervous that it's not going to live up to people's standards.
What? No, this is the thing that's true. And it will segue us into the 8, 9, and 10 of Pentacles, actually.
Perfect.
But a lot of this kind of work, like whether it's podcasting, when you see people blogging, you see people sharing content, period, there it looks like it's easy. Like people don't see the behind the scenes of like what you have to do to actually publish and put stuff out there. Or
Yeah.
in this example, like how many hours and consideration and research and thinking and all of this that goes into creating a course. There's a lot that goes on for this product that,
Yeah.
you know,
And the
doesn't
things you learn about yourself
know.
along that journey. I had everything uploaded for one presentation. The presentation was uploaded. I voiced over the everything that needed to be recorded, and I was just doing a quick review.
Mhm.
And instead of the word mediating, I don't know if I did it auto corrected, it put meditating. So just
Mm.
one letter T.
Yeah,
I had to redo everything
the whole
because
thing.
it changed it dramatically.
Dramatically. Honey, that happened
Did
to
I
me.
say dramatically?
You did.
Oh, wow. You see, and it must have been my mistake when I was typing it.
It's the projects, right? So I
Yeah.
was telling Tiffany behind the scenes, I'm currently working on a project too, but I'm not going to talk about it publicly until it gets more of its legs. But the same, like my mind has just been lucky that I can articulate anything. But that happened to me a couple weeks ago. So this woman I interviewed on the podcast, she, interestingly enough, she did art to, what do you call it? Abstract. She did these abstract paintings that were her interpretations of the tarot, major arcana only. And her work is being shown at a gallery in New York right now until the beginning of October. So anyway, the gallery where it's being shown is called Madeline Jordan, and it's Jordon. But when I put together the video to go on YouTube, I put like a picture, a thing to say, like, this is where she's showing, and I spelt it Dan. I had to go back and re-edit the entire video for that one word. And I was like, oh.
And there's a piece of you that's like, can I just get away with it? And you're like, nope, no, there is not. Nope, you have to do it all over again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So with that, again, Tiffy, we are really excited for you in this project. For anyone that you see out in this world putting out content, no matter how simple you think it is, like, honey, just know that they put some time and effort behind whatever that it is they're presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Bryn.
Hi, Bryn.
Hi, lovely.
Nice to see you.
She's such a sweetie pie. So here we are with our pentacles for the day. We have 8, 9, and 10. I think 8 is a good segue for what we said. So what do you think about this one?
When I see this one, I see hard work and diligence. And another thing is that he's gone away. Like looks like his home or city's in the background, and he's kind of outside of that, just really with his head down and working. So it's like he's chosen to go outside of what he's used to in order to work hard on this thing that he's really investing himself in, whether it's creating a financial result or if it's just something that creates value for him. He's very much invested in it. Yeah.
And it reminds me of just talking about you too, making progress. This card is a great reminder to us to just like be patient sometimes with the unfolding of things, because you're still making progress even if you aren't at the very end of whatever it is you're trying to do. But if you could stay present and be diligent and just kind of chip away like he's chipping away at the engraving on this pentacle, there'll be reward on the other side. But just stay in the moment of like building the momentum, right? And the other thing that stands out to me is he has one pentacle on the ground. So again, it's showing that progress of like something's done, even though there's a lineup of what still needs to be worked out. Again, makes me think so much about you and the chakra course. But his stockings, his tights, leggings, what do you call this thing? His situation, they are red, but he's sitting. So it reminds me of like channeling our passion, our life force energy in a very deliberate type of way. So I would say, think about a time where you have all of this life force, this energy, maybe even this creative force that you want to use. Put it into something and take your time with it, because it's going to be great if you give it the attention it deserves.
It's making me think of the 3 of Pentacles, where that person is creating something in stone and it's etched into that archway of the building and people are admiring it. But what I see the difference in this card and that card is that this card, it looks like it's almost he's creating something to put out into the world.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of them that it's going to reach many people. Whereas the 3 card is kind of something that you go to admire and to see.
Yeah.
Whereas this one it's spreading it out.
I like it a lot. I really do like this card. And there's I think it's this deck. I don't have the time to go through it. I should have pulled it out before. But this other deck I have, this card in particular. What is this? Pentacles. It reminds me more of the aspect of this of like learning a new skill or learning like how to do something. And that reminds me a lot of this season too. I swear, like not just me, but a lot of people I've talked to, it's like some fire has lit under their tails, and it's like, I got to get something done. I might have to do something new. I have to try something a new way, but it's all, again, going to be towards the benefit of something.
Yeah.
So you like this one?
I do. Yeah, because I think it is a really good reminder that hard work pays off.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I think the overarching idea of this card is for me.
Oh yeah, master of the segue. Why don't you go on to 9?
So as it pays off and things come to fruition, you just live in the lap of luxury.
Yeah.
So she's pretty opulent with all of her robes and her coins and her bird. Does that bird have a mask on its head? Can you see in your card?
In my card, it looks like, yeah. So they do that.
No, I
when
don't
they're
know that they do that.
Oh, yeah. I think it's part of when you're training a bird. Like they
Oh,
put a mask on their head so they'll stay and
oh,
not
that's
fly.
rude.
And then when you remove the thing, then they'll fly.
Oh,
I could be
oh.
completely lying about this, but I think it's true.
No, I mean, that sounds right. It just makes me sad for the bird a little bit.
Yeah, I
But in
think
any
it's
case,
true. Mm-hmm.
she's got coin, she's got grapes, she's got it all. She's comfortable, she's accomplished things, and she's been rewarded for it.
Yeah. And then if you look at the very bottom, I don't know if you can see it on yours, there's a snail down there.
Oh,
And it
yes.
reminds me of, again, the card before, like taking your time, like give yourself the patience and the like diligence to stick with whatever it is you're trying to create, build, do, and the payoff will be great. One thing
Yeah.
about it, though, is the payoff isn't always what we think it's going to look like. And that's where it can get tricky, because sometimes we have an expectation of what we want the end result to be, that sometimes we miss the gift of what it ends up being.
Yeah. Which I think is a good reason why this card shows up, is because we may be thinking that we worked so hard and we didn't get it. But when this card shows up and you start to really investigate, when this card shows up and triggers in your mind, okay, it's telling me that I have the rewards. Like, now let me start to go outside of what I had expected and see if I can find the rewards. So it's a good little mirror to like push you outside of that one track mindedness.
Totally. And the other thing with this card is it's often associated with the energy of independence. I mean, look at her. I mean, she's like in this garden. It's lush. She has all these pentacles. I mean, it's just like abundant. Like, can you say she has it all? And so it's this air of independence as well. And I think even with what I just said, like sometimes being upset if it doesn't turn out the way we wanted it to, really still seeing the value and the end result of what we've created. It makes me think of the lady on Gaia that I told you reminds me of you, and then she was a Scorpio. Do you know how to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Rhonda?
Well, no.
Regina.
Yes.
Regina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. She was telling a story one time about how she she had this idea like a long time ago, though, like maybe in the 80s or early 90s, when people weren't really on this health kick in the way that they are now, like not with the type of foods that we eat. It wasn't as big then. So she wanted to do this segment for the news, and she got approved, and she did this whole like 9-week segment or something. And then when it was done, the company that she worked for got bought out by another conglomerate, and they put the kibosh on it. They were like, no, we're not doing that, right? So she was so sad because she put in all this work, blah, blah, blah. Then fast forward, like it was something crazy, like 10 or 20 years later, she gets this deal on Gaia and got to use, what she had done before, or at least the inspiration of it, to create something else.
Yeah.
And really for like the right community. So she was ahead of her time, but while she thought it was a wasted effort, it ended up really panning out.
Which is a good reminder to, even if you put your efforts into something, to stand by what you believe in, because she could have gone to that other conglomerate and it may have completely skewed her off the path that she is passionate about, so knowing that it's cliche, but things happen for a reason, and if it does happen, you're in the right place at the right time. Be bummed for a hot second, however long you need, but like move beyond it and keep your eyes open for the reward that is outside of what you thought it was.
Totally. I think it shows too, sometimes as simple as we can do it. Like I think of, I
Yeah.
told you the very first, before I ever podcasted, I tried a teleseminar, which was like the thing back then. It was before we got all fancy with webinars. I tried a teleseminar, and the first one I ever did, I put it out there and no one came, but I did it anyway. I was just like, whatever, I guess I'll get to practice. And so I did it. Nobody was there, but I did. I got the practice. So it was cool because I got the experience of seeing like what the flow would have actually been like. And then I did a couple more. A couple of people came, but still, I think anyone else would have been like, I'm not doing this crap. This is a waste of my time. But really, truly, it helped me kind of examine how I would want to do it.
Sure.
And then, fast forward, no, you can't shut me up on a podcast.
Yeah. There's opportunities of learning and growth in every single experience.
True story.
And to discount that is not helpful to us.
Find the reward for the fruits of
Mm-hmm.
your labor, even if it's different than what you expected.
Yes.
The lovely 10.
Mm-hmm.
10 of Pentacles. What you got for us, Tiffy?
When I see this one, it makes me think of family and inheritance and things coming to a completion, because it's 10. 10 comes back to 1, which brings us back into the new beginnings.
Yeah. This one reminds me of like the jackpot, honey. Again, like where the 9, she has her independence, things like the reward for the fruit of her labor. It's like if you keep that momentum going, then boom, it's like, ooh, you got it all down. Like you really have it all. And at this point, it's like share the wealth,
Yeah.
Support other people. Don't be greedy and keep all the reward to yourself. Like how can you support others and getting to where they're trying to be and these types of things. This card reminds me of that, like so much of generosity, which I think sometimes we can forget. And
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think we could be selfish, right? Because you think like I did all the hard, I did the work, why am I sharing?
Right.
Don't be like that.
Yeah, that's like number 4 in the Pentacles. The guy just like hunkering down on all this stuff. But also what I like about this card is that it shows different generations. So as you're saying that about the generosity, like really sharing the wealth with the elders and what we're doing with it for the youngsters, and not only just financial wealth, but like intelligence and wisdom, and how do we pass down valuable knowledge to younger generations who are creating the future.
Oh, honey, that's such a good one. It
Talk about
reminds
that.
me of like the lineage healers. Like so many people now are recognizing what they would have done differently, like different than their parents or grandparents. And they're making a conscious choice to heal or transform or just do things differently so that it does change the trajectory of their lineage. I mean, yeah, that is another way of spreading wealth,
Mm-hmm.
the wealth of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. And again, even though the court cards are next week, this is technically our final tarot discussion.
We did it. It's not that don't want to be in the tarot. We're just really excited to get back to the rabbit holes.
Yeah, we're so excited to get back to the rabbit holes. But
yeah,
I like that we ended on these. I mean,
yeah,
they're beautiful, beautiful
Mm-hmm.
reminders. I think they are actually perfect messages for both of us where we're in a space of working on something that matters to us.
Totally.
And something that we want to share with the world, like our form of giving back and generosity or, trying to support the collective. We couldn't have ended on a better note.
I know. Definitely trying to support the collective.
Yeah. So now that that's done, Tiffy. Oh, how excited
Moving right along.
you to be back in the rabbit hole, my love.
I am so excited. It's my favorite place to be.
Honey, let me tell you something. When we did the recordings for those two, it just felt like a wellspring of life just surging through my veins. Like, man, I missed this.
It did, yeah. And they're very lively conversations because, we had a lot of pent up rabbit holes in us. So
I think we really let loose on the second one.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna have to go back and listen to that and figure out what 12 podcasts we're gonna take out of that and expand on, because there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, I believe that one will be the first week of October,
Yeah, something
something
like
like
that.
that.
This is kind of rude because they still have to wait for another week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, but listen, we promise it'll be worth it. And
Yes.
I think it'll be one of these ones again where like you guys can hop in on the conversation and share. Like there's no right or wrong. I mean, my goodness, we literally, our minds went everywhere. So
Hmm. So
yeah,
if you do hear anything within those podcasts that you want us to expand on, be sure to let us know about that also.
yeah, please do. So what's
Yeah.
coming up for you? What's cooking? Good looking? Just the chakra course, is that consuming like
Yes. All of it.
all of your
All of it.
mind,
Mm-hmm.
emotion?
Yes. Yep.
Are you meditating to like send energy into this project?
Not enough. Not enough. I've been creating meditations for it.
Mhm.
There's almost 2 hours worth of meditations within the course. So there's that. But yeah, I need to build out some more time for my own personal meditations if we're going to be fully transparent.
You know what I just realized too?
Tell me.
I mean, going back to the cards that we just did,
Uh-huh.
this project for you has been something you have talked about for a very long time.
I
I
know.
mean, you talked about it forever before doing it.
I
And
know.
then the project that I am currently working on, I started, and I mean like
That's
went
right.
all in like 6 years ago and
Yep.
stepped away. And then now it's come back and it's like full steam ahead. But it's interesting how we plant seeds. And again, like you never know how long it's going to take for something to come
Yeah.
into being.
And I've said this to a couple of people. It feels like everything I've done my entire life has led up to this. Like I had to go, I had to do all of these things. And I was like, well, what direction do I go in? And it was never really a direction. It was the funneling just coming together finally.
I have to ask you this though, because
Hmm.
it's true for me. I was looking at my notes from 6 years ago for this
Uh-huh.
project, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
what is this crap? This is
Oh
what
yeah.
I wanted to put. Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
There
Yep.
was
Yep.
a part of me that was so thankful that I didn't complete it then.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, listen, universe, I don't know how you
Yeah.
work, but thank you for putting the pause on this because
Yeah. I was reviewing some of my notes, and some of them I'm just like, what was that bitch talking about? And that was me. I wrote that stuff, and I was like, where were we going with this?
that's the
But
thing too, though, right? Like sometimes trusting the
yeah.
unfolding, because even though we have the inspiration, maybe it's not ripe yet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but there's a fine line between, and this is what I'm feeling and sensing, putting all that full steam ahead and like creating the package and then creating the marketing schematics around it, like all the things, and then the threat of just stopping and not
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah. Well, honey, you could go into the rabbit hole because it goes with what we're saying, and it's like a good segue into our getting out of here, going into the rabbit hole again. Side note, guess
Yeah.
what? So I thought of you. You probably already know this, but I
Uh-huh.
genuinely did not know. The other day,
Okay.
I was thinking about my project, and I kept coming back to the word, that phrase, like down the rabbit hole, right? For a
Uh-huh.
particular reason. And I was like, where does that come from? So I Google it. Do you know where that comes from?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes! I didn't know.
I actually didn't know that. That was just a guess.
No, it is where it comes from. And the original was called like Alice's something adventure, Alice's Wonderful Adventure, or something like
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
The Adventures of Alice something. I don't know. But so then I was like, oh my God, I got so excited. And then I went on this wild hunt for one particular Alice in Wonderland. It was put out in 1985, and it was like a TV special that came on.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have it on Netflix. They didn't have it on Amazon Prime. I had to go to YouTube and I found it. And I was so excited. Girl, I
Did
watched
you
like
watch it?
20 minutes of it and I was like, oh, no, what? It's funny how things seem so great in memory and then
Yes.
come back and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
do it.
Who is it that wrote Alice in Wonderland? Do you know?
He, I want to say his name
Walt
was
Disney? Just
Lewis.
kidding. Just kidding.
Huh?
I said Walt Disney.
No,
And
I
said
know, right? You would think everything. I think his name was Lewis something. I forget.
Okay.
But anyway, I was like, I gotta tell Tiffy where it comes from.
Yeah. I wonder where he got the idea of rabbit holes.
I wonder if we should be Alice and the Rabbit for Halloween.
I have already dressed up as a Cheshire cat, and I can't go.
No, be the
this year.
rabbit. I'll be the caterpillar.
I guess I could run around like, well, wait, I thought we were talking about Alice and the rabbit. Now you're
Yeah.
going to be the caterpillar?
Well, because I don't
Then
really want to be Alice.
then I'm going to maintain the Cheshire cat.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a
I
really
think we
good
should
costume.
really think about it. And if we do, we'll have to post pictures.
We can. I still have my costume.
Yeah.
I made it. It's great.
That may be our new logo for my Body Energy Project as dressed up.
Imagine. That would be hilarious.
Funny, like jumping down the rabbit hole. Hi, Chris. Oh, her daughter Gabriella is listening too. Hi, Gabriella. We're talking about Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
You caught us right at the tail end. We're out of here.
Rabbit tail.
Rabbit tail. Do you have anything else you want to share, though, Tiffy? Because we have time if you.
No, I don't. Do you want to share anything? I'm just excited for our little mini breaks that we're taking.
I am so excited for our little break.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm excited. This is going to be so backwards because of our pre-recorded, but
it is,
if you're watching the video, you can see my hair is blown out today because I'm going to get my hair braided. But next week when you see me, it'll be back curly. So whatever. You'll see the full braids in October.
We will be reconvening real time after.
Like the second week of October.
Second week of October, yeah.
So our next event that we do real time is going to be live.
Well, you're going to do it. I'm not.
What?
No, never mind.
Really?
No, I was thinking of the Patreon.
No, I mean our Facebook Live.
Yes.
So that's a good way to wrap this up. So on our second week of October, the second Wednesday, come and join us for a live rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what it'll be about.
Oh, God. Yeah, we haven't done that in a long time. That's going to be fun.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Live in the rabbit hole.
Live in the rabbit hole next
Live
Wednesday.
from inside the rabbit hole. Ooh.
Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Is that it, Tiffy?
That's it.
Okay.
Goodbye.